So here we are. Time to say hello to Boris Johnson as our new Prime Minister and say goodbye to Theresa May, one of our worst Prime Ministers. But now that we have Boris as the new PM and in charge of the Brexit situation in the UK, let's have a look at Theresa May's legacy and what she actually did in government. Well, didn't. First, Brexit. As you remember, she was the woman who went around when she became leader and started ranting about Brexit means Brexit.
Because Brexit means Brexit, and we're going to make a success of it.
She had a very tough stance in terms of the EU negotiations, and everyone quite liked her in the beginning. Not me. I was always skeptical about the way she was going to create this direction when it comes to Brexit, and obviously it didn't work. So after a year of wasting time, eventually we started properly negotiating with the EU and managed to get a deal that no one liked. Literally no one. Left, right, Brexit, Remain. But the arrogance of this person means that she didn't get the mood of the country or parliament when it comes to her Brexit deal. She kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and when they told her to go, she said, no, I'm staying around, until it was too late. She promised that Brexit will happen in March, but when it didn't happen, she was forced to leave. Now, the second legacy, HS2. HS2, or High Speed Rail 2, has become one of the most unnecessary and idiotic vanity projects that will only help London and Londoners. In the name of the Northern Powerhouse and connecting cities with each other, this high-speed rail, which will destroy more than 600 homes and 1,000 ancient woods, it will only help London and Londoners. So all the money will come to London, and the economies of these smaller towns in the Midlands and the North will be completely neglected. The mismanagement of the project and the cost, which was supposed to be initially 16 billion pounds, then it went up to 32, then 56, then 80 billion, now it's going to be over 100 billion pounds. I mean, seriously. But moving on from HS2, the next big legacy that Theresa May has given us, the so-called Conservative government and a Conservative Prime Minister has given us the biggest and highest tax burden we've had in decades. I know, I was told Conservative Prime Ministers and Conservative governments cut taxes, but no. Tax burden is the amount of tax paid by a person, company or country in relation to the country's total income. Currently, tax burden makes up 34% of UK gross domestic product or GDP, totaling around £724.9 billion. This is the highest the UK tax burden has been since 1969 and 70, when it was 35% of GDP. The report by Taxpayers Alliance, a think tank that campaigns for a low-tax society, found that government revenues are at a 32-year high at 37% of GDP, with the government spending approximately £30,000 a year per household. So, well done, Theresa. Well done. Next, energy prices. We were told that under Conservative governments, the markets do better and we could make the energy industry more competitive, because as you remember, when Labour came into government, before that we had a huge number of big, medium-sized and small-sized energy companies, especially the top 14 that we had at the time. And by the end of the Labour government, that went down to 6 big-name companies. Now, the 6 companies became monopoly, essentially, within the energy markets. And Ed Miliband, the Labour Party, proposed an energy cap, which has never worked in the history of humanity. And even we made fun of them as Conservatives, until Theresa May came and implemented the same policy. Theresa May introduced an energy price cap, and a lot of people thought it might be a good idea to make sure that the prices don't go up. But as we said, if you try to do that, the prices will go up anyway, especially before the implementation of the policy. Theresa May's energy price cap was branded a flop last night, as new figures revealed that the Big Six ripoff has gotten worse. Campaigners said that the difference between the most expensive standard tariff and cheap internet deals had ballooned from an average of £174 a year to £214. So that didn't go well either. Right, we're going to have to find some sort of legacy. Let's talk about foreign affairs. Iran. Well, as you've seen in the news recently, Iran in the Persian Gulf have been poking the West recently by stealing ships, kidnapping people, and basically threatening everyone in the Western civilization. Especially with the recent seizing of the British tankers by Iran, if we had any other strong Western leader, whether it was Churchill or Thatcher or Reagan, the moment this had happened, Iran would have paid a big price. But no, Theresa May as Prime Minister and Jeremy Hunt as Foreign Secretary have become two of the most useless political figures when it comes to international affairs. So basically, Iran is getting away with anything that they want in the region right now. They could literally just run around and start attacking people and taking things, and we're not going to do anything about it. Next legacy, Nanny State. As you know, that this government started a massive campaign on the so-called sin taxes. They started with a sugar tax on fizzy drinks. We complained because it was irrational, and any evidence that we've seen from any other country shows that this hasn't worked. But they said, no, it will work, and don't worry, we're going to stop here. Yes, months later, they started talking about taxing milkshake, reducing pizza sizes and pizza toppings, and removing cartoon characters from cereal boxes, and basically doing plain packaging like we did with cigarettes to sweets and Haribo. I mean, the level of madness is absolutely astonishing. So yes, not only Theresa May failed to give us a bit of freedom in any area of life, she also created the biggest nanny state we've seen in a long time. And finally, her biggest legacy, which almost destroyed the country, is that she almost gave us Jeremy Corbyn. When she came into power, she had the first Conservative majority thanks to David Cameron's 2015 general election result in a long time. And what did she do with that? Completely destroyed it. In 2017, randomly while she was walking around some mountain somewhere, she decided to call an election. And she almost gave the keys of Downing Street to Jeremy Corbyn. Not only she lost the Tory majority in that year, she made it even more difficult to sort out Brexit, and look where we are now. Well, let's put the negative talk away for a second. Let's be happy, as now we have Boris Johnson as our Prime Minister, so hopefully we'll get Brexit sorted soon, and we'll stop Jeremy Corbyn's communist cabal from getting into power. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure you share this video, and if you want to join our membership club, the Cabinet Club, which you will get a lot of benefits, video chats and live Q&As and direct messaging with me, the link will be in the description. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell next to it, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new video.